And the man of a murdering, traitorous. Rah! Today, we are going to read about Aaron Burr. Aaron Burr is the third vice president of the United States of America. Usually we don't care about vice presidents that much unless the president dies and they get to become president. But Aaron Burr, Aaron Burr, yeah, he did some stuff. He was vice president from March 4th, 1801 to March 4th, 1805. Didn't serve as vice president the second time that Thomas Jefferson was president. You'll see why. Aaron Burr was born on February 6, 1756 in New Jersey, and Aaron Burr was elected to the United States Senate for the first time in 1791. In 1800, he ran unsuccessfully for the presidency and became vice president instead. And this is probably the thing he's most famous for. During a duel in 1804, Aaron Burr killed Alexander Hamilton. Dead. In 1807, he was charged with conspiracy, which ruined his political career. So murdering Alexander Hamilton wasn't what ruined his career. Conspiracy was. Just after becoming a lawyer, this is kind of going back a little bit, Burr married a widow named Theodosia Prevost. In 1783, they had their only child, a daughter who was named after her mother. Burr and Theodosia would remain happily married until her death until 1794. Later, in 1812, Burr would experience the devastatingly tragic loss of his daughter, who was killed in a shipwreck. Straight up makes me cry every time I read that. 1791, Aaron Burr beat General Philip Schuyler, Alexander Hamilton's father-in-law, for a seat in the U.S. Senate. And here we go on the reason why, like the first official reason why they don't really like each other. This was the start of a rivalry between Aaron Burr and Hamilton. After 6 years in the Senate, because senators serve for 6 years, Aaron Burr lost re-election to Schuyler, so Schuyler got his seat back. Bitter about the loss, Aaron Burr blamed Hamilton for ruining his reputation and turning voters against him. In 1800, Aaron Burr ran for the U.S. presidency with Thomas Jefferson. Because they each received the same amount of electoral votes, members of the House of Representatives were left to determine the winner. When the House met to discuss the election, Aaron Burr, his rival Alexander Hamilton, spoke about his support for Thomas Jefferson and his disapproval of Burr. In the end, Thomas Jefferson secured the presidency and Aaron Burr became vice president. Burr was extremely angry, believing that Alexander Hamilton had manipulated the vote in Jefferson's favor. You cost me the presidency. You cost me my Senate seat, and then you cost me the presidency. Oh, Hamilton. Nearing the end of his term as vice president, Burr ran for the governorship of New York, but lost again. Again, he blamed Alexander Hamilton for besmirching him as a candidate, saying mean and blasphemously wrong things, lying. And Aaron challenged Alexander Hamilton to a duel. Hamilton accepted, and the duel took place on July 11th, 1804, and it ended when Burr shot Hamilton to the death. And it's believed that Hamilton actually was going to raise his pistol and shoot in the air, which was customarily a way of saying, I give you your honor, boom, I shoot in the air, not actually killing you. And Aaron Burr said, well, he had his glasses on, which meant that he was going to shoot to kill. If he hadn't worn his glasses, I would have assumed he was going to shoot in the air. But because he wore his glasses, Aaron Burr shot him in the chest. Killed him. The public was outraged, and Aaron Burr fled New York, but eventually returned to Washington, D.C., where at that time laws were different, and that made him safe from being prosecuted for murder. In 1807, Aaron Burr was brought to trial for leading a military charge against the Spanish territories out west, and for trying to separate territories from the United States. The Supreme Court acquitted "You're forgiven," Aaron Burr, on the treason charge and eventually revoked his misdemeanor indictment. Misdemeanor is like a minor criminal offense. But the scandal left his career in ruins, and Aaron Burr died September 14th, 1836. That's the same year Texas got its independence. Oh! With the death of Aaron Burr comes the birth of Texas. Yeehaw! And he dies Staten Island, New York. I hope you're learning things, and I hope you're enjoying things.